You are not a TARDIS or a portal. You aren't even Narnian wardrobe. Remember your place?
For the love of literature, context. That's the protagonist, Willa, literally shouting at her furniture.
Furniture? This isn't IKEA assembly rage. This is a woman who assembly her closet is a wormhole to a grumpy billionaire's penthouse, and her first instinct is to scold the closet. Not call Ghostbusters, not check the carbon monoxide detector, but lecture the mahogany. Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, folks, where we dissect the books you secretly love or publicly shame.
Today, we're tackling The Serendipity by Emma St. Clair, a novel apparently predicated on the structural integrity of interdimensional cabinetry. You seem to believe the author wrote this after a particularly vivid cheese dream.
Cheese dream. This is clearly the result of the author getting trapped in a walk-in closet during a Zillow binge and thinking, what if this led to Chris Hemsworth? But instead we get Archer Gaines.
Archer Gaines, the male protagonist. A billionaire grappling with the fallout of his father's financial misdeeds, seeking refuge and anonymity by purchasing an older apartment building. There's a certain tragic resonance to his desire for control amidst chaos.
Tragic. The man's personality is drier than my demons. He's a walking, talking Brooks Brothers catalog, with the emotional range of a particularly stoic brick. Reviewers are obsessed with his suits. His suits. That tells you everything. He probably flosses with $100 bills.
He represents the archetype of the wounded, guarded hero. His desire to renovate the building, while perhaps heavy-handed, symbolizes his attempt to impose order on his life. It's classic.
Classic rich jerk trying to evict a quirky baker. That's Willa, our sunshine heroine. Sunshine. More like aggressively cheerful. She finds a portal in her closet, pops in Mr. Moek's apartment, and her main concern is that he refused a cookie. A cookie. She literally says, can you really trust a man who refuses a cookie? No. You can set the new litmus test. Forget star signs, ask about biscuit preferences. My neighbor Kevin refuses my brownies. Does that mean he's secretly plotting world domination? Or just gluten intolerant?
It's a metaphorical device. The cookie represents warmth, openness, things Archer initially rejects, and Willa, despite her anxieties, which the book attempts to portray with some sensitivity.
Sensitivity? She has agoraphobia, but happily uses a magic closet portal like it's the express lane at the supermarket. Make it make sense. And don't get me started on her yelling at the closet. Is she if she need therapy? Or just a better carpenter? I diagnose her with chronic whimsy disorder, possibly exacerbated by flower inhalation.
You diagnose everyone you dislike with something preposterous. Remember the crimson quill? You insisted the protagonist had vampiric tendencies because he liked tomato juice.
He wore a cape and was suspiciously pale. You just all the signs. You were too busy analyzing the sentence structure. Anyway, back to Serendipity. The real star isn't Archer or Willa, it's Bellamy.
Ah yes, Archer's assistant. A source of levity, certainly. The Alfred figure, as some reviewers noted.
Alfred, please? Bellamy is the only one with a pulse in this entire operation. He's funny. He likes the cookies. He actually talks to Willa like a human being. The readers are screaming for his own book. I bet he's secretly running everything. Maybe he enchanted the closet. Maybe he's Archer's handler, hired by the disgraced dad to make sure Archer'd accidentally staple himself to the desk. And Archer gets jealous of him. Honey, if your personality requires a wingman that's charming, maybe you're the sidekick.
The jealousy subplot serves to humanize Archer, showing his nascent feelings for Willa.
Or showing he's a possessive weirdo. Okay, let's get down to it. Forget the archetypes, forget the symbolism. Is this book actually good? Or is it just a thing?
Well, good is subjective. It executes the grumpy, sunshine trope competently. The magical realism element, while thin, provides the necessary catalyst for the plot. It's light. It's fluffy. It doesn't demand much from the reader. Some find that comforting.
Comforting? or coma-inducing. We got an email, probably faxed from Brenda and Boys, who said, and I quote, "I had to put it down to scream because of their romance." Scream? What was she screaming about? The sheer, unadulterated passion of a closed-door kiss? Did he aggressively hold her hand? Did she gaze neonically at his tailored trousers? The lack of spice is almost scandalous in itself. It's like ordering a vindaloo and getting a bowl of lukewarm milk.
The focus is on emotional connection, rather than physical intimacy. It caters to a specific readership that prefers sweet, romance over explicit content. 1 5-star review simply stated, "I'm still waiting for Goodreads to give me my 6th star," which speaks to a certain level of enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm or delusion? Another listener, Gary from Galveston, era sandwich. What kind would he be? Okay. Gary, I'll bite. Again, toasted white bread. Dry turkey. No mayo, no lettuce, maybe single sad pickle slice on the side. Served with a glass of room temperature water.
That's reductive. He has layers, hidden depths, like a very expensive, meticulously crafted, but ultimately plain sandwich. Oh dear. Now you have me doing it.
See, it's inescapable. The book is aggressively fine, it's wallpaper. It's the hold music you don't totally hate, it exists. One reviewer gave it 3.5 stars, saying the romance felt rushed and didn't quite work. You think they met because she materialized in his closet like a badly timed strippergram. Rushed is an understatement.
Yet, others found the building itself, acting as a sort of matchmaker with its convenient malfunctions, quite charming. A whimsical conceit.
Whimsical or creepy, is the building sentient? It's watching them. Is this 1984 meets the home edit? I wouldn't trust a matchmaking building any more than I'd trust a man who refuses a cookie. Which brings us back to the core issue.
All right. Time for the final verdict, before you start accusing the plumbing of conspiracy. Our patented, completely arbitrary rating system. Your thoughts.
Okay, the serendipity. For the sheer audacity of the magic closet, the bath cookie politics, and making me weirdly invested in Bellamy. I give this book 4 out of 7 explained household portals. It's dumb, but I wasn't entirely bored, mostly confused.
High praise indeed. From a literary standpoint, it's a competently constructed piece of genre fiction that knows its audience. However, the central premise strains credulity, even for magical realism, and the character depth is wanting. I award it 2 out of 5, perfectly tailored, but ultimately solace suits. It functions, but lacks genuine flair.
See, we almost agreed. That's progress. Maybe next we'll finally agree on something.
I highly doubt it. Next week, listeners, we delve into the controversial self-published pamphlet, My Hamster, My Muse: A Journey Through Interpretive Dance.
Oh God, is that even real, knowing you? Probably then, and then keep those pages turning, or at least use them for kindling.